So welcome back. If you're continuing on with the saga, we've started with Banished, Adam and Eve mode. It's about to get creepy here in about 5 years it'll start getting really creepy. 2 adults, 2 kids so far. Good supply of food and stone and so on and so forth. So back to the game. I have Dad. I think Dad is doing the hunting because I need some deer to make some clothes. I've only got one thing of clothing left. And then everyone starts running around naked, although they don't show you in the game. They wear clothes in the game, but yeah, technically they're naked. So what do we have here? We have 1 coat left. I got feathers and flax, but I don't have any way of making them yet. What's in the barn? Alright, tools, honey, and duck meat. Yeah, great. I need deer. Give me deer, give me deer. Deer, I think, gives you 5 to 7 pieces of leather. It takes 2 pieces of leather to make a coat. So that will give me a couple of extra years to work on that. So if I can get at least 1 deer, I'll be fine. I've got 3 years before this boy becomes an adult. Happy birthday, Jacqueline. I seen your number just changed. Mom is 20, Dad is 21. Come on, get me some deer, get me some deer. Food is looking awesome. Food will cap out unless I change it. Food caps out at 5,000. So they just stop producing food. Usually in a game like this, you don't want that to happen, but when this is almost full, this is only 16% full. Your storage carts don't hold very much. Your barns hold, a lot more, but they will max out. There is a barn that is bigger. It takes a lot of resources to build. That's why you don't build it till later. But there's this barn here. It holds 50,000 units of whatever. So, and these are universal barns. Anything can be stored in a universal barn. Look how massive that is. That's just huge. But it takes a lot of resources, almost 300 units of logs and almost 200 units of stone and 48 pieces of iron. And at the moment, I don't have any iron. So these ones you can't upgrade. That's your upgrades there. You need lumber, iron, and a building supply. Of course, I don't have building supplies yet. I don't have lumber yet. Do we have a deer? Not yet. Well, Dad, you're a crappy hunter. Mom's doing all the providing for the family. Here, have some more honey. It's good for you. Oh, look, the kids are playing. I suppose I ought to plop down a second house. This is where I said that cheat comes in that I can exploit because I can put them directly on top of one another. Mom should be squirting out another kid here soon. Excuse me. Like I said, in one game Mom had like 8 or 9 kids, and by the time she was 35, it was impressive. She was very fertile. This one, I don't know. We shall see. Dad, get some deer. You're just having a heck of a time. You can look at the individual stats of people. For example, okay, this is Dad. His health is completely crappy, but he's completely happy. He has a steel tool that because it was what was provided. He is educated. Education. Let me explain this education thing. Education gives you a 25% boost in productivity. So tools, if you're uneducated, you get 0 bonus. If you're educated, you get like a 20 to 25% boost. And of course, so if you have no tools but educated, you're breaking even. Go figure. So, yep, he's not very happy. He currently has no inventory personally on him, and that is not surprising because they normally don't carry a whole lot of inventory. Here's one of the kids, completely happy, completely healthy, age 0. You see, no education. Schoolhouses, yes, you can build them later on. Right now, you just need to get things going. Oh, look, another baby has been born. Here you go. And I think that was the baby we were looking at. So I'm now completely out of clothes, which means I need to really get some deer. And how old is the oldest one? 3. So I got about 3 years before they become an adult. Excuse me. So if I have 2 hearts and Dad is completely unhealthy, which means he dies early. It means Mama's health is probably up there. And of course, the kids are all completely healthy, it looks like. Again, sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. Down to 38 tools. Yeah, we're just not using firewood or logs or stone at the moment, which is good. Then again, we're not building. Alright. This is getting absurd. Usually in the beginning of the deer, we're not that smart. Uh-oh. We took some firewood. It's early spring, that's okay. Freezing temperature in the game, I should mention that, is 48 degrees, so if it's below 48 and you're out of clothes, your people will freeze eventually, not immediately. So they will get cold quicker. If they have clothing, obviously they last longer. That's the reason why clothes are kind of important. It's not the most important thing. Firewood is not the most important thing, but it's good to have because your people can freeze to death. Come on, Dad, find some deer. Well, you're just having horrible luck there. Alright, well, Dad, you're having such a heck of a time. Nice curve there. This ought to be an interesting build. Nice big mountains. Alright, you're just not having any luck hunting. But we're going to take you out of hunting. Put you back on building. We're going to destroy that and we'll move it somewhere else. You can't have multiples. It's not an issue there. But if you can't get the deer... So let's put him over here later on. Deer kind of like the woods and less activity, so hopefully by putting them over there, it will work. Because I really need some clothes. Hey, it didn't take long to take it down. Good. Hopefully Dad will go out and do what he needs to do. Yeah, we need a new house here because, whoa, grabbed the kid by accident. Because one is about to turn 2 years until they turn 6, but still, it takes about a year to build a house for one person. Most of the time, building a house takes 2 people to be efficient. Excuse me. Like I said, didn't sleep well last night. So what happens when your item or when your people hit their max? Well, like I said, I've got one person I gotta kind of like bounce around. I've got mom or whomever constantly producing food, which is honey. When she hits that 5,000 unit cap, she will go cut trees or gather stone. This is true for everyone. When their particular resource hits their max, they will go do something else. Or if they run out of supplies. So like later on I can build, if I have wheat or corn, I can build a windmill to turn it into flour, and the flour can then go to the baker who can make bread and hardtack and stuff like that. So if there's no flour, then the baker is not working, so the baker will go out and cut trees and gather stone. Or move supplies. Sometimes they move supplies. There's the second house being built. Creepy mode is getting closer to starting. One thing that you will find, if you have too many houses, you will have single parents. So if single parents drive you insane, you don't want too many houses. You want the houses there to kind of force your people to procreate. But if you have too many houses, like I said, the moms of the village will crank out kids regardless if they have a partner or not living with them. Many games ago, I was starting it off, and I think it was like the second or third generation. She was living by herself. Complete hoe. Yeah, I think she in her entire lifetime kicked out about 6 kids. It was like, really? And the bad thing about the game is, and I really wouldn't call it a bad thing, it'd be kind of creepy if it did it in Adam and Eve mode, but it doesn't track who the fathers are. It just says, here's mom and all their kids, and then once the kids grow up and move out, you have no idea who mom was. So yeah, it gets kind of creepy in that regard. I'm glad it doesn't keep a family tree. I think there's a game called Crusaders. It's an empire building game, not necessarily a village building game, but Crusaders will keep track of family trees. Who's married to who has to, and with Crusaders 3, I think I saw that on YouTube with Crusaders 3. You can marry anyone, and so there is a whole bunch of videos out there called basically like Blue Blood, where they have gone through on the game and just forced the king or the prince or whatever to marry a relative just for the sole purpose of, yeah, and it shows you their genetic traits too. So like clubfoot and blue blood and midgets, and yeah, it's yeah, the game gets, after about 100 generation or 100 years, it kind of gets a little creepy too. This one is creepy, but it doesn't go into explicit details. Like I said, you have to catch it to see the creepiness of it, or think about it for a second, then you'll see the creepiness of it. Do I have my other fishing? Hey, there I go. Alright, let's go have Dad or whomever make some firewood first. I got the second house up, the other one is up. Need some firewood. Looks like I'm going to need tools too. And then I'll see if I can get some deer, because the next kid that's going to be born ain't going to have no clothes. It's a tiny chopper chopper of wood to fuel all the fireplaces. Yeah. Don't ding me, YouTube. Copyright infringement, whatever. Alright, max fuel. Take him out of here, put him on blacksmithing for a moment so we can max out those. Mr. 5-year-old is about to become an adult. Inventory. What do you got? Honey and firewood. Which sounds about right. So once you get into more complicated stuff, you'll start saying that they start, I don't want to say hoarding, but they'll, like if you have coal, they'll have coal in their houses and they have no use for coal in their houses. Don't get it. Year 7. 203 logs, 202 firewood, 3364 on food, 290 stone, no iron yet, 37 tools because he's cranking them out. No clothes. Dad, what you doing? Dad, what you doing? Dad, what you doing? See, the kids are running around through the blacksmith like, Dad, 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 Dad. If you're a parent, you know that story, right? Dad. Well, it'd be Mom, wouldn't it? But hey. Okay. Maxed out. For the moment. I'll take him off of that. Go put him on hunting. Maybe we can get some deer over here. Go hunt, Dad. Child number 4. Wait, look, not even 2 years old. She squirted out another one. So we got 3 girls, 1 boy. Ooh. I'm not going to even go into the implications of that. I'll let you think about it. I am going to lay down the foundations for another house. I hope the walls are not thin. Yeah, I know, it was funny. Ducks. Ducks. Don't want ducks, I want deer. Eat the deer. Eat the leather. You have a naked child. Choppa choppa, get to it. Suppose I should lay down some more roads because they walk faster on roads. Now this is dirt roads. It's a 15% speed boost, I think it is. So if you're playing the game, put your roads down everywhere if you can. Alright, let's see what we got. 49 tools, 0 clothes. Excuse me. Bone meal, if you don't know what that is, that's the inside of bones. Still no leather. Oh, this is going to be a rough game. Ducks, ducks, ducks. Now, I suppose if Dad is just going to be an incompetent hunter, I suppose I need to put down a shore house. Because a shore house will let me gather reeds, and reeds with feathers can make coats. We've got plenty of food. I'll let you get through winter just to see. So this one can hold 2 people. So these are the smaller ones, they hold 2. The big ones can hold 4. And like I said, as if you're hunting the bigger game, it's 1 deer every 2 months. So if you have 2 people, that is 2 deers. Yeah, 2 deer. It comes out, it's 1 deer every 2 months. So if you have 2 hunters, it's 2 deer every 4-month period. And if you have 4 months times 3, you can get like 6 deer, I think it is, in 1 year. And sometimes it's not enough. So the bigger ones will give you more hunters per lodge, and as a result you can get more deer. Alright, early spring. You've not had any luck. Let's go back to building. Ooh. And one has become an adult and is now living on his own. Yes, that's what I said. Adulthood at the age of 6. I think it's a little odd because I think in most prehistoric times, or ancient times, or what do you want to call it, although adulthood was never really legalized until, I don't know, a few hundred years ago, and it varied from country to country. In the U.S., it's 18. I don't think it was really recognized as an adult until you could bear children. So even 6 is a little early for an adult. Usually manhood or womanhood was declared at puberty or shortly thereafter. Alright, so the one child has become an adult and I've got them out chopping wood, gathering stone, clearing out a nice path here. All the other kids are like, can I help, can I help, can I help? Get out of my way, can I help, can I help, can I help? Get out of my way. Let's see, I know I put it up there. Let's make this a priority because I really do need some clothes. And if I got feathers, then I can gather some reeds. At least make some coats. 22 minutes into this recording. There they go. Cutting trees to make way for the shore house. There's the poles going up. Now the shore house is a pretty universal building and it can only hold 2 people. The only problem is only 2 people can work there. But they can do sand and clay and reeds and frogs and turtles. Ooh, and I see my whole overall community health is down to 1 heart. Don't be surprised if you're playing Adam and Eve mode. Your health will continuously go down for like 50 years. People won't drop off like flies, kind of like it implies, but they'll die quicker. Hey, there we go. We're going to pause it for a second. I want you to collect some reeds. I'm going to grab the laborer and do that. Because Dad the builder, or whomever is building now, will go build this house. Look, 23 have already had 4 kids. Insert your own joke there. Yeah, I know some of you went there with that joke. $177. Alright, so tools are coming down and firewood's coming down. Now each house, they have 114 firewood, and there's only 1 person living here, and they have 20 firewood, which means they're going to go replenish here soon. See, they used up the firewood to cook some duck meat. Alright. So that's the other thing I should mention when they're out cutting trees and breaking up rocks. If they come across food, they will, wild food, they will pick it up. For example, mushrooms. You know, I think these are a berry of some sort. Maybe the rose hip, I'm not sure. That's probably a wild turnip. That looks like corn, wild corn. So yeah, I mean, there's food around, but once you pick it, it takes a while for it to come back. So it's always best to get farming up as soon as you can, or if you're doing Adam and Eve mode, obviously start with Beehive, because if you're trying to rely on hunting, you've seen how horrible that's been going with this game. Some games, hunting's really, really good. Other games, not so much. Alright, I'm going to pause it. We're going to look here. We have reeds, we have feathers. 6 feathers, 3 reeds make a coat. So I've got 5, maybe 5 jackets, maybe 4. So I'm going to take that off the building. I can't do any hides, but we could do survival coats. Because remember, we have a child that is naked. So we might get 10 coats. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. Aw, y'all took all the new coats. I suppose, you can only wear rags for so long. And the last one. Alright. Go drop that off. So we got 3 coats ahead. I suppose I ought to have. Dad, go make some firewood again. We'll make some more tools. Mom's just killing it with the food. Coming up on 28 minutes of this recording. Yeah, sorry. Streaming is not my favorite. Well, I'm not even streaming. I'm just recording. I can sit here and ramble on and on and on about computers. Well, I try to limit it to about 10 minutes per video. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. But gaming stuff, not the big gamer. Well, I play games just to kill time. Alright, we're maxed out. So we're going to take you off of the tiny chopper. We're going to put you back as a blacksmith. We're going to max out those tools. Itchy, itchy. So, something else to note. Unless you have a really, really good PC, the more people you have, the slower the game will eventually get. Once you start going over about 200 as a population, with kids it's close to 3, you'll start noticing the game slowing down. Nothing you could do about it. I mean, this is a high-end. I bought it to double as a server, my workstation, and of course for gaming. I don't play any high-end games. But yeah, even this is a high-end computer, and it bogs down with a solid-state hard drive, high-end processor, 32 gigs of RAM in it. Yeah, it still bogs down. Okay, I still got plenty of iron ore. We're in late summer. Got plenty of wood. I don't want to take Mom off of the beekeeping duties because once you break that, then it takes years to build it back up. And at the moment, Mom's cranking out about 864. Now remember, if someone takes over who is uneducated, then I take a penalty there. Mom's health is for crap. I'm surprised she hasn't died during childbirth yet. Which means I should really get a lumber yard up and running to build a hospital. Alright. So, lumber yard. We got plenty of firewood. So you'll see things later on. Like I said, this is full and that's quickly becoming full, so I'm going to need another barn here soon. But you have seen area of effect, which is a circle. So this particular item doesn't have an area of effect. I'll put you on frog legs. I think we've got plenty of reeds. Dad, are you almost maxed out on your tools? Once you max out, I'll put you back to hunting. At least feathers can make me coats. Now that I can make reeds. Yeah, we're in autumn. We'll wait till... I'll cut the video at... Because I'm at 32 minutes now. I'll cut the video at the beginning of year 5. Or year 10, sorry. There's your max. I'm going to pause, take you off here because you've maxed it out. Go hunt. Find me some deer if you can. Now, while he's doing that, I do want to change my food quantities because, like I said, you never want your food to stop. So we're going to take the food up to 50,000, which means it's going to max out my buildings, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. However, I can build another barn. I'm going to put it there. Usually I don't put barns there, but you'll see me do things with crop circles or crop fields where I use them as a placement holder for future development. So I'll lay down a crop field and then destroy it so I can place things later. But no, I need the wood and the stone and that to pop back occasionally, so I'm not going to do that this time around. Winter of year 9, we've got 3 adults, 4 kids. Mom has sorted out 5 kids. So this child is about to become an adult, which will probably move into this house because they won't move in together for a while. And when they do move in together, it is going to be creepy. I'm sorry. But that's why I chose this game, because it's creepy. Or at least this version of it. Even if you do the hardest 4 families, there's not so much genetic diversity on 4 families, sorry. Even if I built a nomad well, or any of them that allows for nomads to come in, they generally don't come in until year 20. After this, you've already popped out a few blue bloods, per se. Late winter. Like I said, we'll go to the beginning of spring, and there it is. I'm going to save the game. Yes, I want to save it, and we're going to pause this recording.